everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you the 6 songs that I think are going to potentially win this year's Eurovision Song Contest. So I'm basically going to go through each country one by one and just give you reasons as to why I think they will win, maybe where they could score in either half of the vote, that kind of thing. This is kind of improvised, to be honest, but we'll see how this goes. So please let me know down below what you guys think, who's going to win Eurovision this year, who's most likely to win. And just to mention, if you would like a copy of my arrangement on the piano for Die Together by Amanda Tenfjord, which I played in my last video, you can see the community page on my channel where I've linked where you can find that score. And I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed my cover for that. I really enjoyed playing it myself, so yeah. And without further ado, let's get straight into this. So I've split this into a couple of categories. The first category that I have used is likely to win, followed by fairly likely to win, and could win, not likely, and finally Bookies Errors. Songs that I think the bookies have severely got wrong in terms of who they think is going to win Eurovision. So let's start with the first country, the country that I think is in the most likely category to win Eurovision is Bulgaria. This is Intelligent Music Project with Intention. Oh, wait a minute. I've got this upside down, sorry. Yeah, the shade was a bit much there, sorry. I'm just in that mood, you know. So the actual country that I think has the most potential to win Eurovision this year is Ukraine. This is Kalish Orchestra with Stefania. So I know a lot of people have written this one off as a sort of, well, it's only the top of the betting odds because of the situation there right now. But I'm sorry, think about it. This song was high in the odds already before the war started. And firstly, it's a really good song. It's a really good quality piece of music from Ukraine. Once again, it's got so much culture, it's got so much attitude, it's very interesting, it blends these two genres together. We've got hip hop and then we've got the folklore from Ukraine, and it's really nice. And we know that Ukraine really appeals to the public half of the vote when they send really interesting ethnic entries to Eurovision. We obviously had Goe last year, who came second in the televote, which is fantastic. I think they could absolutely do it again this year. I think they will be up there with the televote because I think people from all corners of Europe will really put a lot of votes towards this. What I'm concerned about slightly is with the jury vote, because juries don't tend to like rap as much as the public. They might find it a little bit funny, the staging, I don't know. They might not kind of see the charm in this as maybe a member of the general public will. You never know. There's also the language barrier. That could cause a problem, but I think that's overcome by the fact that the chorus is so catchy and it really uses that song title to its advantage, that someone who doesn't speak Ukrainian or doesn't understand Ukrainian can just sing along to this. And I think the stage presence of the guys is really strong, it's really captivating, so this could absolutely win. And I don't know why people are kind of writing it off or just making these flippant remarks about this song, because it's got all of the appeal, it ticks so many boxes, and I think if they're holding the trophy in May, I'm not going to be surprised. So that's the first country I want to mention, but they're also top of the betting odds too, which says a lot, I think. The bookies, yes, we do tend to kind of laugh at some of their rankings, but they do tend to guess the winner in the end, so this is pre-rehearsal, but we'll see what happens. The second country which I think has a really great potential to win this year is Italy. Mahmoud and Blanco with Brividi, which means chills. This one was obviously top of the odds before the situation in Ukraine happened, but also it's just the fact that they could do the double. Italy could win 2 years in a row. It's absolutely on the cards. They're not going to have that cursed host entry being in the bottom 5. That's not going to happen. This is going to push for the win in both halves of the vote. I think the juries will so admire the vocals, the performance, the chemistry, the harmonies. It's a really interesting concept. It's got a really nice bridge as well. It builds so much momentum in that bridge. And I think the public and the juries will gravitate towards this so much. It's got just so much appeal. It's really beautifully written. it's very heartwarming, and I think those are the kind of songs where you just have winner vibes. You get these little glimmers of winner vibes in it, and I've really found that towards the latter half of the song. I was just getting shivers, it was giving me winner vibes, and I find that if a song is doing that to me, it could win. I'm not saying that I am the be-all and end-all of music, of musical taste and prediction, but I'm saying usually with Eurovision, the songs that I like quite a lot tend to do quite well at Eurovision, because I think my taste is pretty much aligned with a lot of people. There's some discrepancies, but a lot of people have Italy right at the top of their rankings. So I think this could push for the win. It would be insane to see Italy win 2 years in a row. I don't know how they'd handle it. I think they'd go absolutely crazy with delight. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with this one. And now we're going to move on to the second category, second tier, fairly likely to win. And the first country I've got in this ranking is Sweden, Cornelia Jacobs with Hold Me Closer. This one happens to be kind of right up there in the top 3 with a lot of Eurovision fans. This one has so many Eurovision fans, including myself. I have this at my number 10 spot. I think it's a really good song. When I first heard it, I didn't get winner vibes at all. I got top 5 vibes from this one because I think it has so many elements to it which will appeal so much to the juries. This is jury bait. You've got the rich, lush string texture in the background. You've got this heart-wrenching vocal, interesting performance, staging concept, but I just don't know if it's enough to win. There's tiny little moments in the song which have these kind of little winner vibes that you get from it, especially in the opening section where it's just the strings and then Cornelia singing. That just grabs your attention immediately, but also in the second verse where that synth comes in and then it kind of starts to build a bit. It has this kick drum, it's switching from more orchestral vibe to a bit more of a rock pop vibe, which is nice. So I think that will hold people's attention, but I just don't know if that chorus is strong enough to be a winner of Eurovision. I might be eating my words in a couple of weeks' time, you never know. But I think this one has the potential to push for the win, but I don't think it will go all that way, and I think it's because the public will really let this song down in the votes. Juries will dish out points from all corners of Europe. Public, I reckon this will get in a lot of top 10s in the public, but in kind of 10th or 9th. So it will be kind of picking up lots of 2 points, 3 points, 1 point, not 12 points. We'll see, but I'm not quite convinced at this moment, but I think it deserves to have a mention in this video because so many people do like this song, and I don't want to let my own personal taste cloud my judgment here, because I do like to predict the winner. I really want to get it right this year, and I feel like it's such an open contest that anyone can snatch this at this point. And next in this list of fairly likely to win is Greece. Amanda Tenfjord with Die Together, my number 2 of the year, certainly deserves to be up there in the competition. I hope it finishes quite high up because it deserves it. I just think the thing that really sells this to me and what gives me winner vibes is the lyrics. The lyrics are relatable to the current situation. They're delivered so well. They're very mellow, but also her vocal performance is really interesting. It's very somber, but it's also very powerful in the fact that it's so restrained and just you focus straight in onto that vocoder opening. You're just thinking, what is this? You can't focus on anything else. And I think it's got that power to completely snatch your attention. And that's what a Eurovision winner has most of the time. You sit up in your seat and you're like, what is this? And you watch it, and you watch it with a careful eye. And I think people will do that with Greece this year. What concerns me slightly about this song is that because it's a ballad, because it's quite a low tempo song, some people write that off immediately in their heads. People want up tempo. The public might think, oh, it's a ballad. I can't be bothered to listen to a ballad. I'm just going to go put the kettle on, and then the electricity of that area surges because everyone's gone to the kitchen and stuck the kettle on, in the UK particularly. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'd love to see Greece win for the second time. I think they absolutely deserve it. They've brought it to the competition this year, but it is fairly likely. I wouldn't say that it's likely to win, but I could be wrong. I am going to be watching this one very carefully, and yeah, that's what I think of Greece. Next here in this ranking is Poland. Ockman with River. So again, a lot of people don't think this is going to win. They don't think it's going to make an impact. They don't think it's going to, you know, finish comfortably in the top 10. I disagree with those notions. I think this one could push for the win. When I first heard it, winner vibes immediately because of the arrangement and primarily because of the vocal performance, the operatic performance, but blending out with a more pop voice as well. I think that's really unique. It's got a USP about it. Juries will absolutely love this. I can see the juries dishing more points to Poland than to other countries like Ukraine or Sweden, to be honest. You never know. I think people will be blown away by this. Yes, what lets it down is the abrupt ending. I think it could have done with a bit more of a chorus at the end instead of kind of immediately switching off, because it feels a bit abrupt. People might be a little bit kind of thrown off balance with that and therefore not be completely sold by it. But I think this will push for the win eventually. We'll see what happens. It could flop. You never know. I could be completely wrong. But I think this one deserves to have a mention in this video because it's just so interesting in the way it sounds, the way it starts off very kind of delicately and then you get this drum and bass beat that comes in and this pounding bass line and it switches up. People will really like that switch in the vibe of the performance and the song. People could be sold by it, you never know. So that's what I think. Those are my 3 fairly likely to win. Next category is could win, but not likely, and the only country I've got in here is Spain. And I can't believe I'm putting Spain right up here because last year a lot of people thought Spain would finish last in the grand final. And now Spain could be looking for their first win since 1969. So this one's really interesting, Chanel with Slow Mo, because I think the music itself isn't particularly groundbreaking. It's nothing new, it's not innovative, but what really sells this is the live performance. That's exactly what happened with Måns Zelmerlöw from Sweden in 2015. The song is nothing extraordinary or special or unique. It sounds like a David Guetta reject, to be honest. I'm not saying it's bad, but yeah, 2015, I think of songs like Belgium. That's unique, innovative, groundbreaking, and that was my favourite of the year. But the thing with this is that with Måns, he came on that stage with a really interesting staging concept and he won. He finished in the top 3 of both votes because his performance was so different from everyone else. That's how I see Spain going this year. I think for people viewing this for the first time, she's going to start dancing and singing. She's going to go into that split on the stage and people are just going to have their mouth open thinking, what is this? This is insane. This is amazing. And I think she will be rewarded heavily by musical experts for her ability to sing and dance at the same time without sounding laboured or out of breath. She's so professional. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's not going to make mistakes. She's probably going to hit all the camera angles. She's going to know where to go. She's going to hit all her marks. I don't doubt this at all. I think this will be the slickest performance of the whole night and people could vote for this in huge numbers. We saw Eleni do it in 2018 and this performance is going to outshine Eleni, even though Eleni's song was probably better because it's so convincing, and I don't think we should let this one slide at all. I think we should keep an eye on it. And if Spain wins, what a massive turnaround they've had from finishing in the bottom 5 last year with 0 points from the public to this year. And my final category, which might be a bit shady, I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments, but these are 3 songs that I think are too high up in the odds and these are not going to win in any way. These are not going to win. I'm not saying they're going to do badly, they're not pushing for the win. The first one is the UK. Now, I don't understand why the UK is 4th in the odds. I think what's happened is there's this disconnect because people have seen that the UK's turned it around a little bit this year. We've sent a very credible entry to Eurovision. It's got more character than the last 10 entries we've sent to the contest put together. Okay, our vocalist Sam Ryder is so professional, he's really great live, and he's got a great range, and we know he's not going to mess up the vocals. But just because we've sent a much better entry this year doesn't mean we're going to push for the win. There's that disconnect in people's brains. They're like, oh, the UK's bringing it more than they ever have. Doesn't mean you should put a bet on us to win, because I can absolutely see us getting like 40 points from the public with this, which is still good. Not like gonna lie, we got 0 last year. We got 3 in 2019 for Michael Rice from the public, and that was like 3 from Ireland. So, you know, it will be an improvement, but I cannot hear Mika saying in a few weeks' time, United Kingdom 260 points from the public. Like, that's not going to happen with this song. It's not enough to win. We haven't got a song that's going to win. That's why I just don't understand where it is in the bookies. Musical experts, the juries might dish us out 260 points. We might come in the top 5 of the jury vote, but then the embarrassment of having to wait all the way to the last 5 songs to be told 40 points from the public, just like Destiny last year, I can imagine the exact same copy and paste scenario happening. So this is not going to win, but we're not going to be disgraced at all. I think we're going to get our best results since Blue. I imagine if we finished in the top 10, that would be amazing. If we finished in the top 15, that's still a massive achievement. If we're out of the bottom 5, that is still really good as well. So, you know, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to be realistic. And I think 4th in the odds is just way too unrealistic for the UK. Next one, Norway. Norway is in the top 10 of the odds. So I don't think Norway is going to win, because Give That Wolf a Banana, can you imagine that winning the jury vote? I can't imagine that winning the jury vote. You've got to finish in the top 3 of both halves of the vote to realistically win. Måneskin finished 4th with the juries because they were 2 points behind Destiny, therefore they won in the end. I know that's the exception, but yeah, you've got to finish in the top 3. Norway's not finishing in the top 3 of the jury vote. Maybe the public vote, I can see them getting a huge public vote. But yeah, I imagine they'll be like Kaino in 2019, they'll be moving from right outside of the scoreboard to the left just because of the public vote. Not going to win though, but not going to be disgraced either. I think they will probably come out of the competition happy with their result, so that's great. And the last one I want to mention, 9th in the odds, is the Netherlands, Steam with the Dipte. So I think this is a great song. I think it's going to do really well, but I don't think it's going to push for the win, because it's just very kind of relaxed, it's chilled, it's not in your face, but it doesn't quite invite you to vote for it. That's what I get from it. It's not selling itself so much. They're going to get a good result, and I think it's going to continue this good streak of theirs. But to say that this could push for the win is probably a bit of a stretch, to be honest. Juries will give this points, but there's so many other female-led ballads that the juries could reward over this. You've got Greece, you've got Sweden, you've even got someone like Maro from Portugal. You never know. But I think it's an honourable mention in this video because I'd like to see the Netherlands finish in the top 10. I think that would be fantastic. I think it would be really well deserved. But to put a bet on this to win is probably too much. You're probably going to lose your money. So those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what you guys think, who's going to win Eurovision, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.